Today we got some special guests joining us. I'm very excited about. So, what if the everyday products that you rely on, including your water bottle, your shampoo, your food containers, were quietly working against your fertility? That question sparked the journey behind the Plastic Detox, where Jesse and Darby took a closer look at the hidden chemicals in their lives. Jesse and Darby joined other couples to work with Millie Marker and Dr. Shanna Swan to test their exposure levels and determine what meaningful changes were actually within reach. Along the way, they rethought routines, challenged assumptions, and then made shifts aimed at supporting their fertility outcomes. So, in this conversation, um, they share what experience was really like from start to finish. They walk through what they learned from the Miller Marker exposure test and how it shaped their decisions. They will also reflect which changes made the biggest difference and which ones proved more difficult to maintain. So I thought, hi guys, here you are.
Oh, let's get
It's been a while.
yeah.
Guys, how are you?
Okay.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Really good.
Very good.
I'm very, very excited about this live. So here we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and then when and how did you meet?
You want to take that one?
Yeah, let's see a little bit about ourselves. Well, we're living here in southern Idaho. Moved here a couple years ago. My wife and I were both realtors. I also do a little contracting and renovation work. We just had our first baby a couple months ago, so we've been busy with that, of course. And then, gosh, how did we first meet? Well, we first met when we were back in Washington. What were you doing at the time here?
Yeah, I was for 12 years I was I guess I still am, but my previous career was as a neuromuscular integrator doing deep tissue fascial realignment for athletes and people like that. And so his little brother was one of my clients for about a year. And then he introduced us when Jesse was home from college.
Yeah. So we met when we were both in college technically, and she needed a little help with math. So I ended up being a math tutor for a little bit. And then she passed the Porter course, and then we went out, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. So how did you get involved with the Plastic Detox?
Well, so fast forwarding, we had been together for a year and decided we wanted to be married, we wanted children. And so we had been trying for children and it wasn't happening. And so I was on a support group through Facebook of a fertility coach that was helping us get lab work done and other things. And we had spent about $16,000 out of pocket on lab work and supplements and treatments, just all kinds of things short of IVF or IUI because we knew we weren't going to go down that route. So in this support group, there was a little jot form that just said, there's a study going on. Does anyone want to be a guinea pig for this plastic detox study? And I said, why not? We haven't tried that yet. And they contacted us. And at first it seemed like it was just going to be over the phone or something. And then all of a sudden they said, oh, and by the way, this Academy Award winning film crew is coming to your house. And this Dr. Shanna Swan. And I looked her up and I was like, she's on Joe Rogan. Like this and time. Like, this is wild.
This is fun. I love it. So how long were you trying to conceive before you realized that could be something else? Were there something else you could be doing?
I would say that we are pretty healthy people and we try really hard to maintain our health. And we had been doing blood work before we had been trying for a baby just to make sure we were really optimized. So after about maybe even only 3 months of trying, we thought, I was 27 at the time. I should probably make sure there's nothing going on because I had given myself 3 months of egg quality and there was nothing going on. And they always say that if you try for a baby, it's gonna happen immediately. So we started testing pretty early, actually. But then, all in all, it was about more than 3 years of infertility with some loss along the way, unfortunately. But it was a long stint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long stint. And it's like pretty much unexplained.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We had gone to a number of specialists, and I mean, it was undiagnosed for infertility pretty much from the get go. Of course, doing the standard labs and tests that we could to kind of verify some pretty standard markers, but nothing there.
It must be like really frustrating.
Yes, it was very much so, because at least if we have a problem, we can do something.
Yeah. What was your initial reaction then, the idea of that plastic could have potentially been linked to your infertility struggles?
Sorry, we keep hitting the table. We don't show our baby we're protecting his autonomy until he's older to decide, so we're like hiding him. They just keep hitting the table and shaking the camera.
Yeah, I heard him. I heard him.
Yeah,
He's like cute noise.
he's adorable. We'll send you some pictures offline.
Love it.
Okay, you want to take
Yeah. Oh yeah. As far as our initial thoughts to plastics, gosh,
we believed it?
yeah, like it
Yeah.
wasn't surprising. Like we kind of grew up in both, knowing like plastic's bad at least, with a foot in the ocean, but maybe not on the microplastic, like the micro scale. Macro scale, obviously, plastic bags in the ocean is a bad thing. But as far as actually like ingesting that, having it in our bloodstreams of all the chemicals, like
We had no idea.
to the extent, yeah.
Yeah. We had always been both of us grew up in really like crunchy households, which was nice when we met. Our supplement drawers were supplement drawers and books.
Yeah.
Possible to move in together.
Lots.
But we had so much what am I trying to say? Now I've had a baby and my brain doesn't work anymore. We had so much exposure to kind of like biohacking and all these like don't use perfumes, don't use scents, like growing up.
We had like BPA free bottles.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be better.
And we thought we were doing well.
Yeah.
And so the phthalates really made a lot of sense to me because I'm very sensitive to perfumes. We were already so granola, we thought like we had all these cleaners that were like natural and everything there. And then once we started going through it with Shauna, it was like, wow, we have been like this is the epitome of greenwashing.
Let's get in there. How did you like working with Dr. Shanna Swan?
She was so funny.
Yeah.
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 She was a force.
Mm-hmm.
She I like everything she said hit, and she wasn't even trying to be funny. Like it was just hysterical. Like I truly remember one time when we were on the couch with her, and I've probably told this story a million times, but she was looking over like our lab results and everything, and she was like, "Wow, Jesse, you could go to the sperm bank. Like you would make a killing because he was doing so well." And she put her hand on my lap and said, "Well, I guess you're the problem." I was like, that is so funny. And we had a hoot about it. It did not offend me at all. It was so cute. I was like, yes, what do we do? And that's where we started talking about like microplastics in ovaries and in tubes and all these other things. So she was great through the process. We just had so much fun. I remember talking about like angiogenital distance in a grocery store, and that part didn't make it into the movie, but everyone was like, Shauna and this girl would be talking about this in the middle of Fred Meyer.
Yeah.
That was also my first meeting with her many years ago. We were in a pretty crowded cafe, small crowded cafe in San Francisco. And then that was actually my first time hearing about AGD and the relationship with phthalate syndromes and everything. It was like really crowded. And then
Always in public spots.
right. And then she was telling me how to measure it with gesture.
Did she bring the baby doll?
She didn't bring the baby doll that time.
We didn't get
she
it.
was telling me
Damn.
about it.
We saw the movie and we're like, everybody else got to learn how to measure because truthfully, I want to measure it for our son. I'm really interested.
Yeah.
I thought that was so
That
cool.
would be, yep, that would be very interesting.
There's so many things. Yeah. There's so many things I wish I'm like, oh, I wish we had checked the placenta for microplastics. I wish we had, done all these things. I feel like had the study been funded bigger and we had more going on with it, it would have been so interesting.
We'll need to convince the film crew to do a follow-up one
That would be a good idea.
that we can include all of these.
Yeah, there you go.
Some more data points.
We did get the placenta desiccated, so we technically still have it. I feel like the microplastics would show.
They probably still would, yeah.
One day, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So what was it like to film the documentary? Like share the experience with us.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, we've never been filmed before. I don't, with a whole crew and a bunch of people in the house and getting the lighting and the mic set up. It was pretty fun, honestly, to be part of the production. They were only with us for a couple days, before and after, but yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun.
We got really close to them, even though it was like a short time. There was still so much communication in
Yeah.
between. And it was really sweet when they'd reach out to us and they'd be like, "How are you doing?" And we're like, "Oh, you remember us? It's been 3 months or 4 months." And also we hadn't gotten pregnant. And so we were like, "Sorry, like we didn't do it right or something." And they kept saying, "Oh, it just feels like we know you so well because we're watching you every day." And that was so weird.
Over and over and over and over and over. Just hours of film that they're editing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm like, "Oh, that's so interesting. You guys are with us every day."
Yeah.
And we just got a comments from your
nice.
fellow team.
Oh,
This is
nice.
about Eric and
So
Julie.
American Julie, American Julie.
So what life has been like since the documentary dropped on Netflix?
I think it's been interesting.
You've been recognized.
Yeah, people,
We got a couple of those.
definitely a lot of people in our town. And it's kind of funny because we're not originally from this town. And so people are recognizing us here, which is kind of cute. A lot of people back home, though, from Washington are messaging me, like, "I just saw you in a documentary." And it's like, "Yeah, that was me." And a lot of like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And like, I couldn't, but
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I got a couple of those as well. It's pretty fun having random reach outs and callbacks to some friends from college and even high school.
And now it's a hard play of I was never on the internet very much, and now I kind of have a passion to get this word out. And so that's been an interesting balance of trying to figure out how to sustainably be online with a new child.
Yeah, especially with a new child, because I mean we had him in February and the documentary dropped in March, was it? I think it was. Yeah. So it was like one thing after the
We
other.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's really cool because I think it's such a hard topic for people to talk about, that the fact that you guys are very brave and then did this documentary, I think it's really gonna help people to open up, because the more we talk about it, then the more we will have the power to face it and then finding solutions. I just feel like, at least for me, like while I was having my own infertility struggle, like my first loss, I wasn't really talking to anybody. And then after that, when I opened up, and then I feel like a lot of my friends started opening up because they all had some kind of issues, but everyone just sort of like kept it for themselves rather than opening up. Because then when you open up, you actually get more support.
Yeah, the community aspect cannot be understated for folks that are struggling with infertility, because we kind of went through that as well. Not really talking to folks and our friends in our community, but once we did open up, I mean, it was a wealth of support and um, thoughts and prayers. I mean, it really, it feels uncomfortable, but it's absolutely a wonderful thing. Community's there to help support. Most of us are not alone in this, especially in this day and age with prevalence of plastics, toxins, everything, just all of it assaulting infertility. So I think support for folks going through that is very important, because it's a very, very tough journey.
Very much so. So back to the intervention. So I want to ask you guys. So we did test you, and and I will give you a report. Did you find the report to be easily understandable?
Yeah, it was really clear as
Yep.
far as the logistics of it, reading and everything. That was really helpful. It was shocking.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my next question. What was your initial reaction when you got your report?
I thought we were crunchy,
Yeah, we were both above
healthy.
the national average, I think, in almost everything.
We were well above the national average in everything. And we didn't own a plastic to-go water bottle. We had already
Yeah, we had
used
stuff.
glass.
Yeah, we had glass Tupperware to some degree. We didn't cook on Teflon or, it's just.
We had cast iron. Yeah, we were like, where could this be coming from? I also like, I don't wear makeup personally. We don't wear scents. We already use
Aluminum-free deodorants, which are generally
yeah.
more natural and less toxic anyways.
But turns out we were still well above. And that's why I think this is so important to do all this testing, because we found that it's not just the mainstream items that people think of. It was for us specifically like receipt paper. I think that changed our lives.
Receipt paper was definitely the biggest source, I would say, for BPAs.
Because we own businesses and we always would take our receipts and go through them weekly and daily. And then tax season, we'd just be sitting there holding them and having them in our pockets. And every time you put your hand in your pocket, and it only takes a few seconds for that to thermal paper to get into your skin. That was huge. Even though we were very Washingtonian and we always knew to use reusable things, I had always been told to use paper or plastic because it was recyclable. And so there were things like to-go coffee cups where I really don't like the is it nickel or chromium?
The stainless. The
Stainless, like it hurts my teeth when I
actually,
drink out of it.
stainless still just isn't quite as
It's,
tasty.
and now I have a ceramic one, which actually is really helpful. That kept the flavor and it keeps the heat in a different way. But I was still getting to-go coffee cups because I was like, they're paper. This is better and it'll biodegrade. And one of the worst plastic culprits ever. So between those two things, and then going out to eat, just cooking at home more was really helpful. And just, I think the study also, on a side note, gave us a new sense of just kind of structure in our home, where we started to be able to have these conversations because we were already in infertility. So we were already having a lot of hard conversations. And we were already thinking about what life might look like with a child, but we hadn't yet practiced sitting down to eat together as a family and cooking at home more. All these things that we became a lot more intentional about every aspect of our lives. And I feel like it brought us closer together, and it really helped us to be more even frugal in our budget and thoughtful, where we grow a lot of our own foods too. We have a little hobby farm. It really lit a fire for us to keep focusing on that. So yeah, a little tangent, but I thought it was just excellent to be a part of.
It's huge added benefit. We tell people all the time because we always say once you detox, you still need your body system to support, which comes from healthier food and then more social connection, less stress. And now you just like pretty much have everything set for your baby,
Yes.
who's gonna grow up actually having all this support already in his environment and reducing his exposures.
Absolutely. And we're very grateful now to have gone through this before him being born, because we get to have him start out at this base level that hopefully was very low.
So, spoiler time. Was Plastic Detox a success for you?
Yes, I looked at you funny earlier when you said Anthony had a baby. Because most people want to put that at the end.
Yes.
I really think that detoxing was such a big help for us. Because we had multiple losses while we were trying. And also during the detox, we did have three losses, including the loss of my tube and a really intense ectopic pregnancy surgery. And looking back at all those things, especially with the ectopic pregnancy, I'm seeing now articles about microplastics in tubes, microplastics in ovaries. And I had my tubes looked through with scopes and everything. And they said, perfect, beautiful, no concern for ectopic. And then 3 months later, ectopic pregnancy. But it just goes to show that during my body was trying so hard, even halfway through the study, when we weren't completely detoxed. And then after the study, we finally got pregnant and made it past, 9 weeks and realized this might actually be happening. And we tell them at about 12 weeks and said, well, we don't know. Like we've kept up with everything. And sorry, the movie's already done. And they're like, no, it's not. And two other people are pregnant. And we were like, wait, what? And to see that all of our babies were born around such similar
Same time.
times
Mhm.
was just, oh, okay. Yeah, this is super important. So I'd say it was an absolute success.
We love it. We love it. It was so rewarding and so exciting to see this is happening.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think it must be really inspiring for other people to hear. So what are some like tips that you find it's easy to implement?
What's easy for you with construction? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like that was one thing I definitely became more aware of during the study because I, do remodeling, I do woodworking, and in that there is a ton of plasticizers and solvents and things that, make absorption of phthalates, PVAs. What I mean, it's everything. There's a ton. So definitely like an emphasis on PPE for guys that like to do that sort of thing.
respirator,
So respirator, gloves, disposable gloves. I mean, they're not much
like
better.
latex.
It's latex. It's still making trash, but that should at least help create a barrier. So that's not getting absorbed in your skin. But as far as like just general tips for these, I mean, it starts small, make it
Mhm.
attainable and consistent. Because if we have to we got to be small steps. Like we can't be doing this all at once. People got busy lives, and we got to do what's sustainable to then grow from there.
Yeah, and our little things. I actually have a website now called The Little Fix where I show people how to do small things like step by step because I think some people see this and they say, "Well, I don't have the time or the money or the will to throw out my entire wardrobe and switch to cotton because things are expensive." And just little things where, yes, a very nice new cotton dress online is going to be expensive, but thrifting a cotton dress in your hometown might be $12. So let's start there. Even for I think clothing was something that was super inspiring to me is wearing base layers that are safe. And if you still have some polyester, put it over the top, right? We don't have to get rid of everything at once. And then just crowding out. Every time you buy a new item, buy it the right way. And so things will naturally come to end of life. The things I do say to just go ahead and trash because it's when people say I don't want to put it in the landfill, I totally understand, but your house is also a landfill to the planet. No offense. The earth does not know the difference between
Just
our
a little more organized.
sequestered landfills and our organized home landfills. So just stop buying so much stuff. But the things you could really throw away are plastic cutting boards. That is a number one. Get rid of it. Check your makeup products, check your skincare products, make sure you're buying things that are paraben free, phthalate free. I look at the environmental working group a lot to look at my products. I use the Clearia app, the Yucca app for my food, things like that. I just am more conscientious about what I'm purchasing.
Mhm.
Receipt paper is absolutely one where just no receipt option. Just
Yeah.
pick no receipt. And that's already better because who really most of the time needs them? And then water filtration is great and air filtration. Those are two huge ones I don't think people recognize a lot of the time. Microplastics are also in our air in the form of dust.
Mhm.
And those are things we can do kind of every day that support our environment around us, in our homes, in our offices, things like that. And then when we're actually purchasing products, I think another huge thing is like start with your kitchen and your bathroom.
Things closer to the skin. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, what you
Things that
put
go in your
on
mouth.
your skin, what's going in your mouth, like
And don't worry so much if one of your figurines in your curio cabinet is made out of plastic, right? You're not touching it every day.
not a big deal.
It'll get in the landfill eventually. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is, but we're focusing on those really small changes that can build. And eventually, hopefully, we will have less plastic on the planet because people will be purchasing things that aren't plastic.
Love it, love it. Was there any suggestion that didn't seem feasible at the time, but then that turned out to be actually attainable?
Feasible at the time, that was attainable.
Yeah, didn't seem feasible at the time, but then it ended up to be kind of attainable.
Um, everything
I mean, I guess so. Like coffee cups, like that one was really
Yeah.
tough because you go grab something to go. So now we have like that one was definitely one that we started with. But now we either make time to just have like the mugs at the coffee shop that are ceramic.
You would sit down more.
We sit down more. We have a coffee, take 15 minutes or whatever instead of grabbing and rushing. We try to be better about bringing our ceramic cups because that one's really tough.
It's just hard to remember
Yeah.
things. For us in real estate, we don't always know when we're going to be going to do something like meeting with a client. And so we'll be out and about and they'll say, do you want to go grab coffee?
Right.
And in our area, coffee's not huge. Like we're from a very coffee, I'm from Tacoma. We're like a coffee central. And here is just not, it's not the vibe. And we have a couple great coffee shops, but not everybody naturally offers for here. And it's just not the culture. And that's true. Just things that we forget. Like I consistently my whole life have forgotten to bring my plastic bags to the grocery store that are reusable. But
Canvas, yeah.
when I tried to use canvas, but I still have the plastic ones from back in the day, right? But I still don't get them in plastic. I still, if I forget my bags, I go for paper or I just ask for a box from their backstock a lot of the times. Or I just put it all back in my cart and look like I'm stealing and then smile and wave at everyone as I'm leaving and just put it in my trunk with like 15 different items just sitting in my trunk, to be honest, because I'm forgetful. So that was one of the simplest things that we already knew to do before the study that have just been in practice kind of hard for us for some reason, even being from a very hipster bring your own coffee cup place. Yeah.
So was there anything that you tried and came to the conclusion that that wasn't for you?
Like a product maybe?
Or just like a swab.
It could be anything.
I mean, I guess one of the ones that we've kind of consistently come back to is like if like eating out is a really tough one to get around. And oftentimes, you want to go out and eat some food with some friends. And it's just way more convenient. No one wants to, have their house all cleaned and ready to go and make food. Like it's just sometimes like the social aspect of going out to eat is super fun. And that unfortunately is just kind of gonna always have some degree of plastic exposure. I mean, they're all using plastic cutting boards probably, and who knows what else. And that's
In food, purchasing food
Yeah.
in the grocery store that's already packaged, we're pretty good about it, but there are certain things. And I don't know if it's us or more just that we don't have co-ops or anything like that out here in bulk, and so things just are prepackaged.
Yeah.
We grow a lot of right now we're growing all of our own vegetables
Yeah.
for the season.
salads all every day pretty much.
So that's been great.
Yeah.
But then in the garden, so we do have an acre and we farm about a third of it. And it's like drip lines for irrigation. We can't afford to change it all to copper right now. Someday if we build a home, we'd love to.
Yeah.
Same with our greenhouse. We use greenhouse plastic. One, because we had a greenhouse before in life. And two, it's not touching our food, though there's condensation issues and we are concerned about that. But it's better than buying it at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So things like that. And then I'm trying to think of a swap that we use. I mean, we really prefer all of the our branch basics and our, other things that they sent us, like badger balms, things like that.
Yep.
We prefer them to less natural things anyhow. But maybe sponges was hard at first. Sponges was hard. I noticed I was buying these walnut husk sponges, and then later my friend was like, "Is this the one you use?" And she's like, "It says it's made out of recycled water bottles." And I was like, "Oh, that's embarrassing. I thought it was made out of walnuts." Things like that haven't been great. And then having a baby, that's been different, right? So it's not stuff that they gave us that didn't work anymore. And now it's navigating, finding the right stuff for him, which has been thrifty. Yeah, I've thrifted all his clothes. It's been awesome.
We do have a really good local shop that's
We do.
it's kind of an exchange for baby items, mainly clothing, and that's been really good.
But diapering, I think that's been the
Diaper is
hardest.
hard. We use a cloth diaper until my daughter's 8-month-old. But after that, it's really hard. But
Yeah,
we
use cloth.
we got a lot of people rolling their eyes on us using cloth diaper. We literally had friends, and even like when we were hiring our nanny, some candidates were saying, "Are you guys ancient? Like, why are you using why are you using cloth diaper?"
That's so funny. When I was a nanny, they cloth diapered the family I worked for. And so it's all I knew really. And we've been cloth diapering with him. But I made the mistake of buying the cloth diapers that I purchased. No shame. I won't mention the company's name, but they it says like 100% cotton, but that's like the inside pulp
Oh,
of
the feel.
Like the line.
yeah.
Oh,
And so the part that touches the baby was still polyester and the exterior was
oh,
polyester.
that's
And
good washing.
yeah, and I didn't know for honestly like a month. So he was in something that was polyester that was touching him directly every day. And I still have so much mom guilt. It was like my first mom guilt. Um, and so we have to do so much more research now.
Yeah, it's tough because then when you really have to balance convenience versus health, because not everyone can cloth diaper. I mean, we're blessed to be able to at least have that, to be able to
The
do
time.
that because that's time, that's being more at home and a ton more laundry. One-time expense. I mean, diapers are expensive generally.
You think it's more economic?
Yeah, in the long run, I do think he would see a bit of savings, but it's extra effort for sure.
Yeah.
We definitely saved a lot of money using cloth diaper because my daughter was going through like 16 diaper a day. Uh, it saved major money for the first 8 months.
Yeah.
Were you nursing?
Not nursing because she was born through surrogacy, so we were
Oh.
bottling formula. That was also like finding the right baby bottle. That was also
Yeah.
like, a hurdle. Also finding the right pacifier. That was also another hurdle. And just
I
like
was curious. Yeah.
the increase of how much plastic, and then now she's 2, she's a toddler now, just the toy that either people give her or she wants to play at the playground, and it's
Mhm.
kind of crazy if you think about that kind of exposure, and there isn't really a lot of good toys out there, and then also just the lack of awareness that it's just unavoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prevalence of plastics in everything baby related is very difficult because I mean it's easy, convenient, it's around for parents that are stressed and just need to get something that's not too expensive.
Mhm.
So it's
And it would be nice if there was plastic made out of other materials, right? Like plastic itself is not a huge issue if we could make plastic out of safe elements. That's just not a safe medium right now.
yeah.
So I get it. Plastic can be quick and easy, but I feel like we also save so much money in so many areas because we know that we're going to pack snacks. We know that we're going to we cloth diaper, and though we do more laundry, I still think that we're saving a ton of money on diapers. And really when you start doing it, it's not that bad. And even some of the companies with the wipes that sometimes I make my own. I get dry wipes and like I can just do water in them. That's fine. But sometimes we buy them so that we can be out and it's convenient. But there are a couple brands that I found that are very plastic free and they might be more expensive, but I've been asking my other mom friends like, "Well, how often do you buy wipes?" And it seems like some of these better quality ones, I use like one wipe per diaper change, or like I also use a towel if we're home. Like he just has a bunch of little towels. And so I think when you can make your life plastic free rather than just your products, it becomes very easy.
Love it, love it. I know we're a little bit over. Do you guys still have like maybe 3 more
No,
minutes?
we're good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, because I have one more question. What would you like to share about this process that could help someone else to just get started their journey and stay on track?
What do you think?
I mean, start small
Mm.
and start as close to your skin as you can. I mean, the big ones are going to be your deodorants, your fragrances, toothpastes, toothbrushes, and then kind of just expand out from there. I just small things. I mean, you're gonna have to do a little experimenting, of course, like what product works, what one, actually is a convenient change. Because making a change that is like really an obtrusive pain in your butt every single day. Like it's not, you're not going to do it. Like
Right.
we don't have to kid ourselves. Like we got to do things that are actually.
Start with what's easy. Yeah. Don't start with the hardest thing. Don't start with your steering wheel in your car.
Yeah,
Hey,
you know where I got that.
like start with your cutting board.
Yeah, and I mean things like nice, like stainless steel, like cookware, like and oftentimes I'd say that's a bit of an upgrade. It's like nice, hopefully, you take care of it, or cast iron. Like there's a lot of folks online these days restoring cast iron if you can get them cheap at a garage sale, and
You can do
that's
stuff.
a fun project for some folks if you're into that. But yeah, the main thing is just don't do it all once. Don't get overwhelmed. Like we.
Because you want to do it forever. You want this to be a lifestyle. And so, like, first, maybe sit and listen to your why. Why are we doing this? Because it will help frame everything you look at now. You'll see, oh, is that plastic? And you'll weigh the pros and cons of every decision you make, just like everything else in life. But once you know the information, you can't unknow it. So don't stress out. Just keep trying little stuff. And a lot of us are putting up products, right? Like I have my website and I put up different products people can use. There's the Unplastic Shop. There's like all these different resources. But one word of warning, I would say, I have noticed that there's a lot of people now where this is becoming quite a movement, and I'm so grateful it is. But people saying, oh, we have a plastic-free product. Check out our plastic-free product. And you still have to do your research, because things that instead of greenwashing now we have like plastic washing.
Yeah, be a wary consumer. I mean,
Yeah.
BPA free. This is not really. It doesn't matter. There's some other BP something in there usually.
Yeah.
As we learned from Shaw. And for that too, like for people that are overwhelmed too, like I mean, you have like a little plastic guide. Like it's just a list of things, typical things that you would find in each area of your home that are like, well, this could be a problem. This could be something because there's just too many products. Too many products that we would generally accumulate in our lives that end up having plastic.
Yeah. Oh, I can send that to you. I have a free guide that I made of little things that I swapped in our house and that we continue. It's just called my like low tox edit guide. And you can just walk through your house room by room and kind of think about your products and just make the choices that are right for you and your family. But I would say the first step would honestly, I'd get tested. I would actually test, because I have people saying, oh, we've tried this and it's not working. And I'm like, we thought we were pretty plastic free when we started. And you just never really know what the exposure is. Sometimes it can be a game of pulling things out, and you don't know what impacts you the most. You might get rid of all of your plastic like toothbrushes and everything, but you're still touching receipts. And so you have to, maybe buy a test. I'm not sponsored by a Million Marker, but you should buy a Million Marker test. It's first step.
Thank you. That's exactly
It's
how I
true.
believe.
Yeah, it changed our lives, honestly. I think without that, and we love data. We were getting so much blood work, right? We were willing to pay $16,000. And I know there's people who've paid more. People going through IVF, people going through all these other things, so expensive. So the price of a test is really negligible for how free it is to swap plastic in your life.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna include your guide. I will make sure include your guide with this live, because when people watch it, they can also check out the guide, and also for our website and store.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't have a store yet. That would be cool. But I think
Next step.
the Unplastic Shop has a.
Yeah, the Unplastic Shop. We'll make sure we tag them as well.
Maybe I'll make a store though. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's your experience, right? Like, because I know all the product, not all the product work for everybody. So
Yeah.
they have to find their specific one. Maybe people want to find out which one worked for you.
That's true. They sent us a toothpaste that was like a powder, and I didn't like it because it was kind of clayish. But then we found one at our local natural grocers that's like a mineral powder, and that worked really well. And so
There's some good ones out.
little swaps, yeah.
But yeah,
That's
it's
inspiring.
gonna be trial and error for a lot of folks. It really is.
Well, I wish we would have more time, because I would love to hear more about your story someday. Maybe we can interview you.
Yeah, happy to do that.
I think we should. I think that would be awesome.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
We do have one last question somebody dropped. How do you brew your coffee now?
Okay, we are not a good example.
Yeah.
Eric made fun of us when he watched the thing. Okay, we have a just straight. It's like a $6,000 espresso machine. We had a coffee business at the farmers market, and so we have a La Marzocco from Italy that is just beautiful, and it makes amazing espresso. And so we're very, very privileged to have that. It was part of our business, so we didn't just buy it for ourselves, right? A business we haven't been doing this year because to go plastic and we have a baby. We're just trying to figure out if we can get some good cups to feel okay selling coffee again in that format. But when we aren't using our really fancy espresso machine, I just use a French press. Just a glass French press. The Bodum brand is my favorite. It's a steel cage, a glass beaker, and then we have a kettle that is stainless kettle. Yeah, they have ceramic, I think, too now that I haven't tried, and they have glass. And it's so simple. And I really do look for coffee that is more conscientious about plastic-free production, because one thing that's amazing is you can have something that's not in something that's in a plastic container that has less plasticizing chemicals than something in an aluminum container or a glass container, even, because of the way it's been manufactured out. And so looking into that, and then of course, like mold-free, shade-grown, right, ethically sourced. It's hard to find all these boxes.
Things sometimes.
But it exists.
Yeah.
Also, what brand of toothpaste do you recommend?
Okay, we use a mineral powder.
What is that?
I don't know what it's called.
I don't either.
It's in my cabinet.
Yeah, it's
I can
from
post a picture of it on
sure.
Instagram.
They have a couple options that are like in little glass ramekins. I don't know. I mean, I think I saw the comment too. It's like, we have decent teeth health, but I don't have a lot of cavities, so I don't know.
Yeah, we have really good teeth, actually. Yeah.
Um,
I can find that information for you.
Cool. Thank you so much. And thank you for staying overtime.
Of course.
We're doing this. This is so cool. We'll do it again.
Yes. Let's hear about your story next.
Yes.
That sounds amazing.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.